There will be a recount in at least one GTA riding after last week's federal election. It's being ordered for Brampton West. Liberal Andrew Kania won the riding by just 223 votes. The Conservative candidate Kyle Seaback has asked for the recount. 5 other recounts are underway across the country, including one in Kitchener-Waterloo. Well, now to another razor-thin election victory, and this one was in Mississauga-Arundel, where the Conservative candidate won by a little more than 300 votes. And that result has led to a rough ride for the NDP candidate from some of his fellow Muslims in the riding. Here's Michelle Chung to explain what's going on.
The nasty backbiting and negative campaigning may be over for most federal election candidates, but Mustafa Rizvi says he hasn't heard the end of it.
That people have actually called in and said, you're a traitor to the community for running because you were supposed to put forward support with one person who is already from our community.
Rizvi is Muslim. The NDP candidate says he's gotten a flurry of calls and emails from Muslim voters in his Mississauga-Arundel riding, blaming him for splitting the Muslim vote.
They did not want to have a representative amongst us in the parliament, and you helped them in doing so.
The Liberal incumbent Omar Alghabra is also Muslim. He lost to Conservative Bob Deckert by just 239 votes.
Rohit Sharma or Yuvraj Singh.
The talk on South Asian Pulse today is sports, but the host says his listeners are as passionate about politics as they are about cricket.
He did split some votes which otherwise could have gone in support of Omar Alghabra.
And is that what people are saying on your radio show, do you think?
Yes, they are saying on our radio show.
A spokesman from Alghabra's constituency office says the Liberal incumbent doesn't blame anyone for his loss. And he says any talk about splitting the Muslim vote is just playing on ethnic fears.
Welcome to the program South Asian Pulse.
Yudhvir Jaswal says most of his listeners have moved past whether a Muslim candidate represents them in Ottawa.
They're focusing more on economy, they're focusing more on the foreign policies, they're focusing more on the healthcare, they're focusing more on infrastructure.
Rizvi says he also wants to move on, and the negative emails and calls haven't put him off. He plans to run again in the next federal election. Michelle Chung, CBC News, Mississauga.